Welcome to Pitch Hog. Tom Styles here, covering this Great Britain versus Great Britain final here in Nottingham at the Wildcats Arena. And we've got Great Britain A. It's generally the O-line for the Great Britain mixed indoor side, playing against Great Britain 1. Great Britain A in dark, Great Britain 1 in light, and a turnover there for Robbie Haynes, getting it back for Great Britain 1. You join us with the score at 1 each. 25 minutes left on the clock. Ryan with the disc there, and bangs it into the front corner, connecting Imi Wong and Carmel Ellis for the second goal for mixed 1. Getting things done quite quickly here. So yeah, Pitch Hog, if you haven't been to Pitch Hog before, James is just going to give us a quick pan around the venue so we can see the different fields. You've got the two main fields over here, and then at the back hall you can just see through the double doors at the back there. You've got a third field, and Pitch Hog is called Pitch Hog because you get masses of pitch time. So half-hour games, 3 hours of ultimate on the Saturday, slightly less than that on a Sunday. But right now, GBA in the dark. Sophie Wong gets disc across to HT. Looking for options, but they're very tightly marked out. Has to go deep. Overcooks it slightly. The target, the 98 shirt of Jack Slater. Didn't quite come off. And Ryan Katmer picks up in the 63 shirt. Andrews grabs high. Katmer comes back. Swings to Wong. No, the cut marked out there. It's a high stall count now. Looks for Wong down the line. Thompson in the middle. Hands over the top. There's a hand in the mix from Cod. And it's been called out the back by Josh East. So a turnover, and Josh East brings it to the front line. Nice floaty disc up the line to Sophie Wong. HT comes out of the end zone. She's got a green light to shoot. She may well use it. Slater. Back to HT. Cross to East. East's got Wong in the centre of the end zone, marked by Thompson. Back to Cod now. Cod has got Slater making a very noisy cut. HT sees East cut across. Josh East spanks it into the end zone. Slater with a toe in. That is tidy. And levelling it up again at 2 each. 22 minutes left on the clock. And Pitch Hog, been a very, very tightly contested tournament all weekend here. First weekend of the year here in Nottingham. If you are a team with ambitions to have a good indoor mixed season, then you cannot do better than kicking off your year with Pitch Hog. And the Flight Club team doing a great job with the tournament director, and everybody knows the Wildcats venue. It's a fantastic venue for indoor ultimate. Very friendly, well-located central location. Katmer runs up the middle, fakes the hammer. Yorworth was there. So picking up for GB just for this tournament. And she goes across now. Andrews finds Ellis. Carmel Ellis into the end zone. HT reads it, but doesn't quite get enough catch at ease. And Haynes capitalising on that one. I want to say thanks to our statistician Nick Houghton, who's doing a sterling job. He's come over from a GB training all of his own. It's also in Nottingham. And has taken up the stats role. Ellis with 2 goals and 1 assist so far, leading the stats line for GB mixed 1 in the white. The 25 shirt down in front of us. Becky Thompson raises her arm and throws deep. HT. Slater marked out hard. Bit of a high stall count bail out to Rosie Bailey eventually. The Bailey out, I think we'll call it. Wong to Slater, back to HT, looks down the line, beautifully done. That is how you do it. The flow was great. One thing I've really enjoyed about watching HT this weekend is just how quickly she makes decisions. There's never any hesitation, and the disc in that particular case perfectly floated into the path of a fast-cutting Jack Slater for a nice tidy point. Slater with all 3 of the goals for the GB Mixed A team, in the GB Dark we'll call them. With assists coming from HT, Edward Codd and Josh East. HT raises the disc. Ellis to Wong, to Katma. Katma sends it, it's been read better. And Sophie Wong deals with the threat. Back to HT. Bruin now, the stalwart of GB Mixed Indoor Ultimate. Floats it long. Oh my goodness, what a grab, just in short of the end zone. The disc wasn't quite enough power on it, but beautifully grabbed in full stride. Bruin to HT. Bruin's got his hands in the air. Oh, the hands from Hayes was there. He bobbles it twice, tries to double it in, but that's definitely an illegal move. He can bobble it. The first bobble was absolutely fine. You can't mack it yourself. Nick, any views on that? Is that a legitimate move? I've never seen that before. Well, I'm going to have to go back and check my rule book now. James, any thoughts from you of whether that was... No.
So I have done my homework, and this is definitely not a legal play. To clarify, 18.2.4, a travel infraction occurs if a player intentionally bobbles, fumbles, or delays the disc to themselves for the sole purpose of moving in a specific direction, which is exactly what Robbie Haynes does here with the second pop off his hands and into the end zone. Shouldn't have counted, and GB apparently have been chatting about it, so they'll know it's not allowed in future as well.
We're none the wiser about how that has happened. It has happened. An interception in the middle of the pitch that bobbled up. He then macked it forward and caught it in the end zone for a Callahan, I suppose. But generating a Callahan from the halfway line is pretty remarkable. Big shot. East the target, and East the recipient. What a disc that was. Right over the back line. Josh East rising above Ryan Katma for an incredible grab and leveling this game again at 4-all. 17 minutes left on the clock. Now the team preparing for their outing to Amsterdam later on in the year. And Nick, you're part of the GB Open team. Amsterdam, exciting opportunity for everybody?
Yeah, we're all looking forward to it. We're all done with our training before going to the tournament. So we have a few tournaments which we're playing over the next week. So yeah, just getting ourselves ready, and it's going to be a fun time out there. See what we can do.
Amazing. Andrews, aka Fax, plays for Lemmings normally. Ellis. Katma runs in front of Bailey. Katma floats it high. There's going to be some big air required, but there's nobody in the country you want. If you require big air, then Ben Andrews reaches up and brings that one down. First goal of the game for Andrews. He really is a very, very difficult person to remove from the game. His aerial ability, both on defense and offense, is really remarkable. So 5-4 to GB Light, or the D line, or D-tending line, they tend to be. And one of the captains, Becky Thompson, sends it across to Jack Slater, across to HT. Cod signals for Wong to cut underneath and then goes underneath himself. Slater darting around on the far side of the field. Goes back to HT. Again, Slater very, very well marked out by Haynes. Gets in cross to Bailey. Bailey sends it. Slater collects another. And 4 goals to the way of Jack Slater. He's receiving it from everywhere. That time, Rosie Bailey with the assist. 22 shirt, a familiar figure on the UK Ultimate scene. Current university champion as well indoors with the Birmingham University women's team. The strength of the Lemmings programme showing a miscue from Katma. Goes wayward. Thompson unable to collect, and a first opportunity for a break now. East surveys the field, finds Bruin. Back to Wong. Wong swings to East. East down the line. It's a little bit too much on it. Couldn't collect. And GB Light with a chance to complete their hold. So few turnovers in this game are not taking the chances when they're there. And maybe regretting that decision later. Slightly lofted disc, but it's collected by Wong. And Carmel Ellis sends another one down the line to Wong. Floats forward to Thompson. Ellis. Oh, there you are, scuba from Ellis to the ever-present threat in the end zone, Ryan Katma. When you see players with such confidence throwing that scuba, it just opens up the other side of the field like, you know, like a hammer does to one side. The scuba, when it's thrown that effectively, really is such a threat.
It makes the receiver's job really easy. If you put it into that corner, into space, there's nothing the defender can do. Break side shots are what win you indoor games.
And Nick Houghton there, our statistician, and now morphing into our co-commentator here. See, you're watching Pitch Hog, the Pitch Hog final here from Nottingham, the Wildcats Arena, with 13 minutes left on the clock. The score is 6-5. Oh, let's make that 6-all. With HT collecting in the corner. And Eddie Codd providing his 3rd assist of the game. Bruin. Floaty pull perfectly into the corner. Thompson starts it with a quick dish to Andrews. Gets it quickly to Ellis. Ellis to Katma. Float opportunity, but Codd's threat coming across to take away the Ellis line was just a little bit too good. Signal from the head from Andrews to Ellis to move into that threatening centre position. She can hit either side, and with Katma as the target, a point seems very likely soon. Bat across to Hayes. Fakes. Oh, Becky Thompson continues the cut, seen just in time as the door was closing. Carmel Ellis throws the assist, and Thompson walks off. Just edging forward through this game, but neither team able to open up a really significant margin. 7-6 the score to GB Light. We're playing the ABBA rule here, full mixed. Always going to be 3 of one gender and 2 of the other gender. That swaps every 2 points. And at the moment we've got 3 women on the pitch for each team and 2 men on the pitch for each team. HT to Wong. East available in the end zone and signals presence. Bailey, perfect shot. Slater to Bailey, continues the cut down the line, explosive power. Really is such a strong athlete, thanks to hours in the gym. 7-all the score, GB mixed one. Nick, have you been able to watch any of the mixed teams' preparations, or has the open teams' preparations been quite separate?
It's all been quite separate, to be honest, apart from the trials, which were on the same weekend, so you saw a lot of people, same people for both. Yeah, it's been separate. I think mixed have done a lot more tournaments than we have in terms of their preparations, whereas we've had more training weekends.
We'll find out a little bit more from Nick about the tournament itself in just a second. Thompson, a high stall count, gets it across to Katma, to Haynes. Haynes back across to Thompson. Yorworth's in the end zone, but does she have enough space? A zone look from GB Dark now. Eddie Codd in that deep space, taking away the deep shot options. Nobody prepared to take the shot on at the moment. Flick across, did it come out of the hand wrong? First real unforced error from Imi Wong. HT on the sideline, Codd capitalizing. And again, the assist from HT, perfectly weighted, perfectly timed. And they give a GB Dark, I think that was a break. It's only our second break of the game. GB Light had a break on point 3 to take a 2-1 lead. And now we're back on serve with the O-line tending discs. Ben Bruin captaining the GB in the blue and red shirts. Ellis. Fast disc from Ellis, but a fumble from Andrews. A chance to 2 breaks in a row here. Bailey to HT, continues the cut across to Bruin. Now to East. Slater lurks on that sideline. Great positioning from the GB team. Oh, this is powerful stuff. Ellis. East to Bailey, down the line. Just exploring the boundaries of the pitch. 2 breaks in a row, and suddenly, for the first time in the entire game, we've got both teams, we got a 2-point margin, 9-7. East. Big floaty disc. To Becky Thompson. High flying grab, another turnover. HT doesn't like the options. East keeps the feet in. Cross to Sophie Wong. HT makes a mistake, but difficulty created from that pass. It was a bit low, off angle. Andrews. To Haynes. Flashes the disc. Yorworth. Passes back. Now Thompson. Yorworth into the end zone now. Not able to run across. Katma. Again, a quick fake. Have to be an off-handed pass to Andrews, and a stall out called by Codd. It was certainly getting that way. It's been a contested stall out, so it's going to come back in on 6. Indoor stall outs to 8. Very quick pass across to the far corner. Andrews runs onto it. Katma cutting up the line. Cross goes to Becky Thompson. Thompson sends it into the end zone. What a grab that is! Robbie Haynes. The disc from Thompson perfectly weighted over the head of Eddie Codd, and it's not the sort of deep defender that you want to go meddling with. But that is really excellent work. And 9-8 the score, getting back within one. But GB Light, we've got 6 minutes left on the clock, need to get a break. Yorworth with her hands in the cookie jar, but Bailey was there as well. Wasn't going to let that disc go. Bailey continues that powerful cut down the line, but HT spreads it back to Bruin. Cross to HT, Bruin cutting down the line. 2 cuts in the same space. Sophie Wong cutting down that line as well. HT. Bailey cuts out of the way. Sophie Wong cuts. Good cover from Carmel Ellis. Andrews stays in the lane. Bruin's got a lot of space. But Andrews makes his way back just to within range. When you've got defenders that good, you don't need to be on the shoulder. Bailey looks up the line, finds HT. Sends the fake. Katma lurks and stops the shot to East. Bruin to Bailey. Wong available, but Ellis says no. Back across to East. Lots of pressure building here. GB Dark know that they can keep this game within their grasp. If they can hang on to that disc, a huge layout from Josh East. Lots of pressure. Cutting down the line, Katma. They know they're in a game now. East. Wong's the target. Big bid coming in from Carmel Ellis. And the disc was slightly shy. Needed to be over the head of Wong. So she was reaching back into the end zone within the range of Ellis. And Ellis now lurking. Across to Yorworth. A chance to get a break back here. Katma across to Ellis. Ellis fires it in. Andrews the target. Oh, what a target he is. Unstoppable in the air. Bruin bid, but didn't get anything on it. And if you wanted a good game for the final of Pitch Hog here in Nottingham, you've got it. GB Mixed A and GB Mixed 1 tied at 9 each with 3 on the clock. And Nick Houghton, our statistician and member of the GB Open indoor side, any views as this timeout's been called on who's going to take this game?
Yeah, it's really close. Dark team brought out their zone, and of course the light team a lot of problems, but the light team gave the dark team a lot of man pressure there. Numerous times they got really close to the end zone and then were forced all the way back to the back of their own end zone. So it's heating up this one. It's going to be a good second half, and yeah, it's hard to call it.
And the light team, GB Light, getting that break on the last point. Have they got a taste for it now? Can the Darks adjust? Slater collects. Started this game, were absolutely red hot, but they've managed to contain him since. HT, big pivot back to try and get some space. Rescued by Bailey down the line. To Wong. Wong looks and finds Eddie Codd cutting across, free of Andrews. Safe, easy hold, exactly what was required from GB Dark. 10-9 with 2 minutes left on the clock here at the Pitch Hog Mixed Final in Nottingham. First weekend of the year, every year. While we're here, let's plug Copa de Crimbo as well. The last weekend before Christmas, every year here at Wildcats. They're 2 very, very different tournaments. They're both mixed. Copa de Crimbo, lots of fun. And what's that? Katma with a complete throwaway aimed at Hayes, threw it with the offhand, misjudged the release and just completely ditched it. East. Pitch Hog, lots of ultimate. Bailey now. HT. Sends it across. Oh, just enough from Haynes getting it back. There's a call on the play here. I'm not entirely sure what it is. And it's a turnover called by East. So Haynes does get the disc back. Ray sparing Ryan Katma's blushes after his throwaway at the start of the point. 10-9. Katma. Back to Andrews. Thompson to Imi Wong. Andrews. Katma likes the position, likes the freedom he's got, but Eddie Codd is lurking. Big shot up. Two best players in the country bid for it. And Katma comes down with the point at the back of the end zone under that sort of pressure. That is some grab. Impressive work. 10 each here as the time ticks down to 0, and we have ourselves a sudden death game. There's the hooter. So, Carmel Ellis, Becky Thompson, Robbie Haynes, Ryan Katma, and Ben Andrews for GB Light. And Sophie Wong, Josh East, Ben Bruin, HT, and Eddie Codd for GB Dark. HT collects now. Looks down the line, nothing there. Thompson bouncing around, trying to stop that dump pass, and eventually gets to the tightest of discs down to Bruin. Katma goes sliding across the ground. Down the line, East is available. The shot goes across the top. Codd in acres of space. And Katma rightfully spikes the hat. Complete blown coverage in the end zone leads to GB Dark taking this Pitch Hog final. Both these teams getting lots of reps here this weekend against a variety of different squads, but there's no doubt about where the quality lies. So massive thank you to our camera team of Jack Davis. Tanny has been down there filming as well, and Lican as well. Our statistician, Nick Houghton. Thank you very much, Nick. And our main cameraman, James, has been up here doing a fantastic job. Thanks very much, everyone. Until you see or hear from us next time, I've been Tom Stiles from Pitch Hog in Nottingham, the best mixed indoor tournament in the country. Please do stay tuned and we'll catch you soon.